What is up, winning team? Hello everybody, I'm coming to you from my favorite place, the outdoors. I'm in the woods, which by the way, only the last time I filmed for this new series, which just stay tuned if you want to know what this new series is all going to be about. I realized that woods stands for woodlands, but anyway, I'm out in the woods, my favorite place to be. This is where I be with the Lord. This is where I come to like disconnect from the world and why I'm not being so corrupted by the world, because I spend a lot of time in nature. So here we are. Now, before people start worrying about my safety, first of all, don't, because literally behind me, the main road, massive main road, about like probably 3 minutes walk from where I am right now. I can literally hear it. Where I live is actually 3 minutes walk in the other direction. So everywhere that we go, and I can actually see houses and things from here. So this is actually the perfect spot. This is how I know the Lord loves me, because he gave me this whole area so close to where I live, so that I can actually be out here and enjoy myself. So behind me here, we've got this stream. So basically, what's happening is we're finally starting a new series that I've wanted to start for literally ever. And I've been planning on starting for ages, which is going to be called Good Girl Gone Wild. I have brought some stuff with me because there's a few things I would like to do, which I don't know how many of them will actually do, because things always take longer than you think they're going to take. And I want to be able to film everything. So like if my devices die and everything, obviously I'm happy to still be doing what I'm doing, but I don't want to like miss the opportunity to film for you guys, because this is all part of it for us to do this together. Anyway, this is me out right now. Look how beautiful over here. Oh, you can see someone started building something, some kind of shelter. There's a lot of flat over there. Behind me, there's like a massive hill. Up the hill is actually gorgeous as well, by the way, because up the hill, they've got so much stuff up there. And there's like just a lot of really good, nice areas around here. And this stream as well, the one that I just showed you, literally goes all the way over there, like all the way until I don't even know where. So maybe one of these days, we'll actually walk the full length of the stream and see if we can walk the full length. But this is where we're at right now. So I'm going to find a spot. I'm debating about which spot to choose because, okay, so here's the stream still going there. Because of what I'm going to be doing, I kind of need a flat surface. And so I'm thinking to use this thing behind me there, which is probably where I'll go. So this is one of those things where I was like, listen, this is for me. This is actually for my own happiness that I want to do this. So anyway, I'm going to pick a spot. I don't really want to pick that spot though. Anyways, I'm going to pick a spot. And once we have a spot picked, we'll get situated and we'll start with, whatchamacallit? Thing number one, because I've brought a couple of different things that I want to do. One of which is a science experiment. Oh my gosh, somebody else made another shelter over there. How cool is that? Look. Yeah, one of them I want to do is a science experiment, because I just feel like, how often do you see somebody doing a science experiment in the woods? It's actually the kind of science experiment that you could use in the woods potentially for something beneficial. So yeah, look, somebody's made another kind of sheltery looking thing. So there's plenty of things to do. Anyway, I digress. Stay tuned, everybody, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope. Well, regardless, it's going to be a lot of fun for me. So there's that. Anyways, you guys, if life is a game, let's play to win. Welcome to Good Girl Gone Wild. So everybody, I've put on my lab coat, because one must wear their lab coat when doing science. And I have my goggles, which, listen, don't pay attention to the fact that, so I broke these goggles, guys, by accident. So I'm going to have to purchase some new goggles, but I'm suited and booted and I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to do some science in the woods. Are you guys ready? Let's get this together. Let's get this going. Time has come for us to get into the science. Today we're going to be doing an experiment testing pH. Now, here is what we're going to do. Now, just to show you that this is amateur productions, because my goggles have broken. So I stuck them together with some sellotape, because I was like, hey, I can just stick them together for the sake of the fun of the joke of the video, for the peoples to be able to see that what is this woman doing in the forest in lab coat and goggles, right? Now, that is your proper PPE. We all know what PPE is now, right? Personal protective equipment, I hope. It's been a while. And so we've got goggles, we've got a lab coat, and one other thing, let me not forget, Nitrile gloves. So I used to always have to put on nitrile gloves like for my experiments when I was at uni. Loved that for me. And so I just thought, let's go all the way and let's get serious in our escapades of science in the woods. Now we're going to do a pH experiment. So to get you guys into the vibes of what's going on here while I start to take out the bits and bobs and the things that we're going to need for the experiment, the reason why I wanted to even do anything like this is because I feel like, as I've said to you guys so many times, the school system is failing everybody. And there are so many things you can literally easily do at home yourself that don't require all these fancy, crazy equipment. Although I have some equipment because I'm just a nerd like that. So to begin with, the star of the moment. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have all this space now because I have so much stuff in here. The star of the moment is this, ladies and gentlemen. The red cabbage. The red cabbage. So here we have a red cabbage. And you might be wondering, why do we have a red cabbage? Do I have a cabbaging session? Do I know how to do the cabbage patch? Yes, I do. It's a dance move, so of course I know how to do it. But that's not why we're talking about the red cabbage. The reason we're talking about the red cabbage is because this can be used as a pH indicator. If you want to see if something's acidic, if you want to see if something's alkali, you can actually all you need is a red cabbage, which, as the kids always point out to me, and I always say back to them, it's not actually red, it's purple, but for some reason we call it red because we're weird as adults and we're weird in 2024. And does this video need to be the way for you guys to figure out that the world is a weird place? No, it doesn't, because we already know that it's a weird place. So we're going to use a red cabbage, and all you have to do is literally boil it in some water for, they say 10 minutes. I say until that you get a solution that looks a little bit like this. So I'm going to insert the clip here of me boiling the red cabbage. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. This is so cool. You get a solution that looks a little bit like this. So right now it's kind of a dark blue color. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll pour it into a beaker. It's a bit of a dark blue color. You see that? I'll bring it closer to the camera. By the way, I'm literally as close as I can possibly almost get because this thing is huge, which is good. So can you see this? It's dark blue. That is what we would expect of the purple cabbage because that's how... So yes, we've got the purple cabbage has created a blue color, and we're going to talk about a little bit later why it's blue and how the science is. Before that, we're going to get to sciencing. So I'm going to meet you guys in the next clip where I'm going to be set up with all the bits and bobs because I have brought things for us to test the pH. I've brought items. I should still wear these, shouldn't I? Just for the... So... guys, I actually can't cope with how hilarious this is, but I put these back on just so that I could seem like more of a scientist. I just wanted to seem like more of a scientist for a minute. Is it giving science? I just wanted to give a little bit more of science just for a second. But anyways, I'm going to meet you guys in the next clip, and we are going to what size are these gloves? Because these are not even fitting on my hands. Like, what is this? Anyway, I'm going to meet you guys in the next clip where we're going to set up, because I've got stuff, household items, random household items for us to test out the pH in the middle of the woods. Why in the middle of the woods? Because maybe, just maybe one day, there's a reason why you yourself might find yourself somewhere and you might want to have these little tools that you can do. And I just thought, this is my happy place. This is where I like to be. So let's do this here. So I'll catch you guys in a moment. Why do I look so bulky on camera? My boobs look huge, right? And then, oh God, anyway. Hello everybody, we're back, and so let's discuss exactly what we've got here. So I'm going to show you guys the items, the random household items that I got for us to test out today, because your girl is dedicated. I tried to buy stuff that like is really cheap and reasonable, but then also some things that are like will give us a really nice reaction. So remember, we're starting with this very dark blue solution, which, as you would have seen in the clip, literally just took this cabbage, chopped it, threw it in the pot, boiled it, I don't even know how many minutes. As soon as I saw there was enough color, took it out. We've got Mr. Muscle oven cleaner is going to be one of our items. Oh yes, I have a lemon. Is this nuts? Am I crazy? Have I lost the plot? I've got here, so I refilled this with I've got some water. So that's actually boiled water, not bottled water. Bicarbonate of soda. What is this? Okay, so this is Perfumer's alcohol. This is going to seem so random, and again, you guys are going to realize that I get up to a lot of random stuff, just like this video, just like this series. Basically, this stuff is used, like, if you want to make your own, like, body mist, or you want to make your own, like, if you want to make like your own body mist, any type of spray that you spray it and then there's like an aroma, and all you want to do is mix it with just like essential oils and stuff, make your own body mist. I have made my own body mist. In fact, I've sold body mists as well as part of one of the many random businesses that I've done in this life. So that's why I have this Perfumer's alcohol. I've had bottles and bottles of this, and all that's in it is what is in it? Sorry, I haven't used this in forever, so I literally can't even remember the ingredients. It's like ethanol, I think, like phenylalanine, and like one other thing. There's 3 main ingredients, which are basically the 3 ingredients you need if you want to make any type of spray type of thing. So we've got, body sprays, room diffusers, and other fragranced products. So I used it for myself because I made my own little mini body mist line, which is another whole thing for another whole day. But then also I was hired to create this for somebody who does meditation. So I made a meditation mist, and it had things like sage and rose oils and things that are supposed to help you bring zen. So we're going to try this out. I have no idea whether this should be acid alkali. I haven't thought into it. We're just going to run with it. Oh yes. I also have here, I've got loads. I thought I didn't bring enough stuff. Okay, I've got Linen Fresh ready to use disinfectant. This right here. So we're going to try that as well. Don't worry guys, I've got all the equipment. I've got everything ready to go because this is what we do. And I literally bought the cheapest you can find in the supermarket from Asda, instant coffee. So we've got that, and I think I have, oh yes, and I have tap water in this bottle. It's not prime in here, it's tap water, but I just used the prime bottle because I've needed so many different vessels for what I'm about to do. So these are the items anyways. We're going to test out their pH and see what we come up with, and see how this all should figure itself out. But before we do that, a little bit into the explanation of how this works, which I'm going to get more into this afterwards for anybody that's interested. But for now, just to give you the kind of basis understanding. So with pH indicators, what happens is we have water, right? Water is a neutral solution, and neutral solutions are at pH 7, right? Now, not all water is pH 7, which is why if you actually go and test out even the water that comes from your tap, the bottled water that you buy in the store, it's not going to probably be pH 7. Some waters are boosted so that they're a little bit more alkaline. Some people believe that's better for you. Well, I'm not going to get into whether I agree with that or not in this video. And some waters are generally more acidic than other waters. So just because you have water doesn't mean that the pH is actually automatically going to be 0. 7. So what we use this for is different functions in our body need different pHs for different reasons. And I always use this example because it's the one that I think is the most specific, but also the most understandable, which basically in your body, when you eat things like proteins, right? Polypeptides, when you ingest them, it goes into your stomach. The enzymes and everything inside your stomach have an acidic pH. So it's around pH 3, pH 3, 4. Because the polypeptides, what are they called? What's the name of them? The enzymes that break down proteins. They break them into like dipeptides into amino acids. So amino acids are the smallest form of like proteins, which is why you hear that people will be taking BCAAs and all these aminos and all these things, all these bodybuilders, all these gym bros, right? Because they use those things you need protein for muscle growth and repair. So the environment in your stomach actually has hydrogen and chlorine in it, HCl, which forms hydrochloric acid, in order to create the right environment for you to be able to break down proteins. However, the proteins that break down your carbohydrates, so your amylases and things like that, those types of enzymes actually need a more alkaline solution. So in your pancreas, you're going to find that you're more alkaline. Your saliva is also going to be more alkaline because your mouth is already starting to break down certain things, which is why your mouth can start to break down certain types of food just from sitting in your mouth. Meanwhile, other things have to go through due process. This is highly important because our bodies, here's me talking biology. I don't even like biology, but it's the easiest way to make this all relevant. This is important because it just goes to show, give glory to God for a second about how powerful the bodies that he gave us actually are, because you would be surprised that a very slight flux change in the pH in any of these areas of your body can cause severe issues all the way up to death even. So it's kind of a huge deal. So the reason why I like to use this is I think that in life, there are situations and times where you might want to be aware of how acidic or how alkaline or whatever something that you're ingesting actually is. And also, I believe everybody should be allowed to be a life scientist. Like, I don't believe science should be gatekept. I don't think you should have to only be able to send things to the FDA to test it. I think if you want to have a bottle of water and it tells you that the pH of your water is 7 and you want to have try to get a perfectly neutral bottle of water, or you want to have a more alkaline version, you should be able to test that for yourself. So that's why we're doing this. And also, these are the fun little things you can do with your kids at home because it's so inexpensive. You can get a cabbage for super cheap, a red cabbage for super cheap, and you can just test out random household items. Most of these were already randomly in the house. Some of them I acquired just for the sake of the video, but you guys get the gist. So in this case, when it comes to the pH indicators, I'm going to explain how indicators works after we've done some of the cool stuff, right? So for this indicator, obviously it starts out in red and black. And what tends to happen, obviously, you add in a lot of one thing and it changes color because you changed the balance of something I'm going to explain later, and vice versa. So let's have a go and let's try some stuff out. So I've got literally with me, where are all my conical flasks? So I've got conical flasks, which I'm going to use for some of them, the ones that I think will have more of a really interesting result. So let's label. Which one should we start with? Should we start with, let's start with the bicarbonate of soda. So I'm going to just label this bicarb. Can you guys see that? Oh, you can't really see it. It's because this is wet, because I just washed these conical flasks. This is not helpful. Okay. Bicarb. So let's do it, right? So we've got the bicarbonate of cider in here. Oh, we haven't got it in here yet. We're about to put it in there. Here's our bicarb. And also, I've got all my equipment, by the way. I've got the conical flasks, I've got the beakers, I've got measuring cylinder, I've got measuring cylinders, conical flasks, and beakers, all plural. I've also got here, you guys, the only reason, by the way, I have all this stuff is because I'm a crazy control freak. So like as a scientist, even though I have I'm not working in any lab right now. And yet I have a lab coat, goggles, and all this stuff. Why do you ask? Because I'm a scientist and it would feel wrong. I would just feel wrong. Like, you know, like how it's like being a car mechanic and not having tools. Like, how am I going to live this life? I've got a glass rod here for stirring. So we'll keep that there. And I also have some pipettes. I have a whole bunch of these. So yeah, your girl's organized. So let's start with the bicarb. We'll start with bicarbonate of soda. So for this indicator in particular, which like I said, I'll get into details about how this indicator particularly works. Red or pink is what we're looking for if something is acidic, green or yellow if something is basic, and purple or blue for something that's neutral. Now, you might be thinking, that's not how that normally works because green is supposed to be pH 7 and so on and so forth. Well, here is another reason why I care so much about explaining science and why I'm so passionate about teaching, because a lot of the things that you're taught in school, they are oversimplified. And depending on which indicator and which side the indicator sits on and what this, that, and the other, things tend to be massively oversimplified. It's the same as water, which you will get into water. I reckon I could teach a whole semester, or term as we call it in the UK, on water alone, the molecule, and just trying to understand how that molecule functions, because all of this is to do with water. So everything here is all to do with water and the balancing of the things that are inside water. So anyway, let's throw in some bicarb. So throwing in some bicarbonate of soda, if you can see that. Lovely jabbly. And now we'll take some of our, just to show you guys that this isn't fake. I mean, you can do this yourself. That's why I like this, because you can literally go and do this yourself and you'll find the same exact answers. So there's no witchcraft or anything going on here. Okay, so now we pour. Okay. Let's give that a mix. Mixy, mixy, mix. Oh, come on. Okay, we'll need a bit more because I put quite a bit of bicarb in there. Oh, look at that. Can you see that's purple? Boom. Oh. So let's do, what are we going to do? Let's do this. Let's start with this. This is kind of a violent option to use, but let's use this oven cleaner. So I'm going to start by cracking this bad boy open. Pour some of that in here, away from my face, because obviously this isn't good to get in your face and mouth. Also, by the way, guys, like, when you do science, these little household products with all these like warnings are like literally nothing when you've worked in a lab where, like, if somebody lit a match, the whole place would explode. So I find it quite funny sometimes reading this, and it's like, this is corrosive, this is whatever, and I'm like, oh cute, the little baby worries, the little baby warnings. Anyway, oven cleaner, let's go. Oh, you guys can't even see it. Oh, look at that, that's gone straight green. Can we see that? That is green. Look at that. Let me just get a glass rod. Can you guys tell that that is green? Look at that. Which is to be expected, because oven cleaner is, or this oven cleaner is basic. So can we see what a strong reaction we've got there? And for reference, this was the jug I had the original in. This is the oven cleaner. Boom. We're doing science, ladies and gentlemen, in the words. Don't we love it here? Okay. So let's put this to the side for a second. I have all this space in front of me and I still don't have enough space. Welcome to science. Welcome to Well-Winded Science Labs. So let's test out a different extreme. So right now I'm doing the ones that I know exactly what they are so that we can see for the ones that we don't know. Let's go for a lemon. I'm just going to cut this in half. I do have a knife here. Just going to quickly cut this in half and cut this lemon in half. There you go. Okay, glad to see we still got some seeds in this day and age. And I'm going to squeeze this into a beaker because I think it'll be easier to squeeze into a beaker. Actually, do you know what? I'm not even sciencing the way I need to science. I should have labeled this oven cleaner one. This has gone dark green now. Look. So that's a very, very strong reaction. As a scientist, you should always be labeling everything you do. Because even if you think you're going to remember, you might not. Okay, so that's oven cleaner there. So I'm going to use a beaker for the lemon. I'm going to use a beaker for the lemon just because I think it'll be easier because of the space. I'm going to squeeze this in here. Pull that lemon juice out. All nice and juicy. Okay. So that's one half. I'm going to be careful with how much I put of this because we've only got one lemon. So if I overshoot this, this is not going to be the greatest. So according to our expectations, the red and we should be seeing red and pink. That's what we should see for this lemon here. So we're squeezing the lemon in. Okay. Lots of lemon juice in there, some seeds. I wish I had a... Oh wait, I actually have. Hold on. I've got some wooden forks because these seeds irritate me. Although I'm happy to see them. I'm not complaining. Plenty of lemon seeds here, which you can throw out into nature because we're out in the woods. By the way, guys, obviously I'm not going to dispose of anything like on the ground that isn't like, can be disposed of in the ground. I'm a scientist. Do you know that when I was at uni, actually, we had to always plan ahead as part of our risk assessment how we were going to dispose of all the stuff we were using, and the bin bags that we had at the end of our desks, the bin bags, the general bin bags, not even the ones that we would have to specially request or specially use because of our experiments, cost £100 each. That's what you call chemical waste. Insane. But anyway, so I'm just making sure I'm going to get the rest of this out. And I think we'll use a pipette for this one. Okay. So let's get a pipette. Oh, we've got one right here. Here's one we made earlier. So, take my pipette. It's just a plastic pipette, nothing special. And let's go straight in to the lemon juice. There's still a seed in there. Oh, look at that. Immediate reaction already. Immediate reaction, exactly what we would expect. Just to get an even more... Come on, camera. I know I'm not a real YouTuber, but let me be a YouTuber for the day. Anyway, you guys could see that it was yellow. I'm adding even more, and look. staying pink. So this is what we'd expect from lemon juice, obviously the citric acid. Not me actually doing this. I'm actually proud of myself. Right, look at that. So we've got a pink reaction, reddish pink, acidic. So to backtrack, we started with oven cleaner, which is now very ugly green, grungy green. In fact, this is the green I can see all around me right now. This was our original. And this is the lemon juice, which I'm also going to label because I'm going to be a proper scientist. So this is, I think this is the type of fun task you can just do at home and just make science interesting. And I'm going to get into the crux of the science afterwards. Okay, I'm going to explain how this works. Okie dokie. Okie dokies. So those are the ones that I expected. Those are the ones I planned for. Now we're going to look at some other ones. First of all, I want to test 2 different types of water. So I've got some plastic cups here. Listen, I've done events and stuff. For all these years of doing events, I just have random stuff. Okay, this is why the Lord was telling me to get rid of stuff, because of so much random stuff. I still have plastic plates from God knows what event from God knows how many years ago. So we're going to start with this. I want to test out these 2 types of water. So let's be good and label. The problem is my hands are actually wet now. So these pens are not working as well as they could. Okay, so let's do tap. And let's do boiled. Okay, that is just horror, isn't it? Anyway, so what I want to do is I want to see if we're going to see any clear difference. Obviously, we're using this cabbage indicator. It's not the most precise measurement that you would use in a lab. Like when we used to do experiments, when I was studying, we would use these machines that can get your pH down to the point this, the point that, pH 3.89, like, you know, that type of level of accuracy. This is obviously not going to take us that far. But nevertheless, we can try and see what we come up with. So I think to make this a fair test, I'm going to measure. Now, all of this I'm not doing this the way I would actually do it in a lab because I can't. But let's measure in this measuring cylinder. I'm going to measure, let's say 20, I was going to say centimeters cube, but same thing, but 20 mils of water. So we'll do 20 mil. Now, realistically, you should do this on a flat surface. Look for the meniscus, which I'm going to do when I get to the end. So I'm nearly at the end there. I'm just going to finish it off now. And when you're measuring this type of stuff, if you want to be highly accurate, you're supposed to come down to the level of exactly where the line is, and you read just the bottom of the meniscus. That's how you get precise results. Obviously, right now it's not that deep, right? We're just doing random stuff in the woods because this is the Crackhead Chronicles. So we've got 20 centimeters cubed going into the tap cup, which you can see here. Oh, can you even see that it says tap? Just about. Same process, and that's going to go into the boiled. I'm just curious because the thing is, the water is boiled, but it's not filtered, so I don't necessarily expect that it's going to be that different, but who knows? Let's have a look. So this is going into boiled. Perfect. It's got boiled there. Lovely jabbly. So we've got our 2 cups here with the mixture. I'm actually out here doing science. I'm sitting on... Ah! Oh my gosh, I'm sitting... Guys, I literally just fell off this log of wood I'm sitting on. And if you haven't seen this in the video, it means I gave myself the ick, which I'm always giving myself the ick. Anyway, so yeah, let's measure the... I should have done this the other way. Actually, no. This is going to be fine. So this is what we're going to do now. Please tell me I have 2 more measuring cylinders, because I do have at least this one. Guys... But this is what I'm saying. Like, you could say that I have too much stuff that I don't need, right? But at the same time, look at how it comes in clutch when I randomly say, hey, let's go do a pH experiment in the middle of the woods, right? Anyway, so, okay. We'll just pipette it. We're not going to overthink this. This is literally not that deep. So let's start with, we're starting with tap. So we'll start with the tap water, which is in the prime bottle, which is here. So we're going to start with the tap water in a prime bottle. This prime is trash, by the way. Also, side note for another video, don't know how I feel about Prime and the Sidemen anymore, based on something that I heard, based on as soon as I heard it. As much as it wasn't something I would like to hear, it's something that I believe is possible. So anyways, nevertheless. So we'll take this. So according to this, we are looking for purple or blue for neutral, sorry, with this indicator. So let's have a look. Okay. Anything happening? Okay, nothing happening. Okay, I mean, it is water, so it is going to be blue or... Also, I might go grab some water from the stream, by the way, because that's actually one of the reasons I wanted to do this in the woods, is to actually go and test the water out of the stream and see, like... Also, if you guys enjoy this, let me know, because this is so freaking random. Okay. I mean, it's kind of purple looking. So this is the other one. This is the one that hasn't had anything added. Let's see. Let's add something to the other one. Compare the two and then compare them with the original, just the indicator. So not going to use the same pipette. Obviously, guys, I'm not repeating the same pipettes. This is why we keep loads of pipettes. I literally bought 100 of them for this very reason, because you don't want to use the same pipette. So let's try this. This is boiled water. Look at me reusing things instead of throwing them away. So this is boiled. Let's see where we get with that. Nothing immediately obvious to me. Yeah. So I mean, they are water, so we are expecting it just to be blue. Okay, is that about the same? We could do one more little squirt. Can I just say, I'm having the best Saturday ever. And we've not even finished. There's so much yet to come in my outdoor chronicles. Both of them are looking okay. This one's slightly bluer in comparison to the original. So you can see that they have slightly changed. They are both kind of purple. The original is still blue. What I'm going to do, because I'm genuinely curious, is I'm going to go and fetch some water from the freaking stream. Actually, let's go and fetch the water together if we can. We'll see. Where am I going to put this for now? Okay. Oh, my knees. My knees. Right, let's go and fetch some water from the stream. What am I going to use? Oh, wait, another conical flask. Right, so let's go see if we can fetch some water in the stream. The good news is, as long as I take my phone with me, everything that's actually valuable is on me. So, let's climb over here. This was me cutting, by the way, the other day. Testing out my new tool. Okay, let's go over there. So this is where we're going. This is actually what really made me want to do this. Okay, I'm going to have to find a way to get down and get back up again. But we're going to make it happen. Okay. The only thing that's psyching me out a little bit is just because it's a bit muddy now. Otherwise, I would just run down and run back up. Okay, here's a good spot. Lab coats are to get dirty, even though they're white. Ooh! Look at my shoes sinking in. It's very moist. Okay, so I know some people don't like that word. All right, let's get some of this. The dedication to the game. Okay. I think that's enough. This is so muddy. My feet are sinking in, but we'll just climb up here. This is crazy. Okay. Okay. Oh, God, how am I going to get back up? Oh, if I go to this bit where the tree is, I can just pull myself up. All right. The only thing I care about right now is the freaking phone. I literally don't care about myself, because if I fall, I'm going to be fine. Oh, I can use this tree. You see, all these years of living in this town, it's just another day at the office, really. This is what we used to do growing up. Oh, okay. Perfect. Okie dokie. Let's go and test out the water from the stream. I'm just curious to see if it's going to be any different to the other waters in any way. Also, the water in that stream seems to change color like all the time. So I'm kind of like when it's rainier, it's murkier. Maybe that's just because like there's more of the soil and stuff dissolving in it. Anyway, let's get cracking with this. I'm just going to sit down and hold on. I'm going to try and do this in one so you guys know that I'm not making up stuff. Okay. So I'm not even going to show you guys what it looks like behind here because as a scientist it's so disorganized, but nevertheless, we're back. We're back where we started. And before we do anything else, label. So, stream. Okay, so that's our water from the stream. We still have oh no, I dumped the other waters. Why would I do that? Anyways, who cares? We're scientists. We can't just do it again. That's the beauty. Some say that insanity is doing the same thing. Actually, that is insanity. Never mind. Excuse me. Never mind. Okay, so let's just go. We're just going to go straight in with our indicator. So this is from the stream. You can see, look, there's all solids. Let's just go straight in and see what we get. Oh. I had to start with something that I know how to do to like ease myself in, if that makes sense. But yeah, let's just, okay, so I ended up doing boiled anyway. Never mind. Let's see, I just want to see the color comparison. Yes. That's that. We're going to skip on from water, test out a couple of other things before we move on to the next segment of today. Okay. And yes, I'm just pouring this stuff out here because all it is what? Cabbage, water, and water. Welcome to the simplicity of science, not all these crazy things you have to do when you're at school. Welcome to the simplicity of just doing science. I can just pour this out because you know why? All it is cabbage, water, and water. That was all that was in any of these. And the other one was just water from the pond. So anyway, got a couple more items to try. So let's try those before we move on to our next segment. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So we're going to continue. We've only got 3 more things that we're going to test. We've got the this oven cleaner, Linen Fresh, ready to use disinfectant, the instant coffee, and the perfumer's alcohol. So this is the last 3 that we're going to do and just see how they go. So I'm literally just going to pour them in and because this has gone on forever. I know I'm going to cut loads of it out, but I don't want to bore you guys. Okay, so we've got this in here. So it's a clear, colorless liquid. I'm one of those psychopath scientists who like loves the smell of like all the science smells. I love the smell of the alcohol. I love the smell of petrol. All the smells you're not supposed to like the smell of. Although I love all those smells. So we got that one. Let's give that a go. So we've got some of our indicator here. Oh, actually, before I make the mistake I've done before, where I've put too much of the thing in, and then I don't have enough. I do have more of the pH indicator as well here, actually. But just to say, I have had this perfumer's alcohol for like 4 years now. So whether it's usable or not, I don't know, but I would still use it. Okay, so we've got the perfumer's alcohol. And we're going in with our indicator in our conical flask. Let's see. Okay, so that doesn't look like anything interesting, just blue. Yeah, nothing interesting there. Quite basic, which to be fair, based on the ingredients, is to be expected. What about this? Let's see what this actually says. So, according to I reckon it's going to be about the same. Complies with EN 144. Okay, no one cares. Keep reach out of children. Cationic surfactants, perfume, benzyl, salicylate, quaternary ammonium compounds. Oh gosh. These words are giving me PTSD to freaking uni. But anyway. Oh gosh. Tertiary and quaternary and all this stuff. This smells amazing, by the way. This linen smell is one of my favorite smells. Like, I always buy the candles that are like linen cotton smelling because I love them smell. Oh my gosh, what my tits are doing. By the way, this linen smell, literally one of my favorite smells. I always buy the candles that are like linen cotton smelling, like fresh laundry. I love the smelling of that. I love that. Growing up, I always wanted to have the job of working in like a laundromat, just so I could be there every time you get the nice wafts of clean laundry. Anyway, let's see if we're getting anywhere fast with that. Just topping up my indicator in a very non-sciencey looking bottle. It was the biggest one I could find at a short notice, where I'm using like half the stuff that I need. Okay, so we're going to try that. So this is the Linen Fresh. Oh, it's going purple. It's going purple. Look at that. Look at that. Don't we love science? And at the end, I'm going to show you guys all the colors, the different colors that we got. So, for the Perfumers alcohol, we've got the blue. And for the, what was this again? The Linen Fresh, we've got purple. Nice. It's got a nice little combo going on here. So, last and finally, we're going to do coffee. So, it'd be better if I had hot water, but nevertheless, I'm just literally going to pour some coffee granules into the beaker. Not too many because we don't want to overwhelm our indicator. And then, where's my other water? Let's use the tap water this time because we've got more of it. Not me shaking the water. Pour the water in there. I reckon that's about enough. Now we can grab a glass rod, which, by the way, guys, high-key, low-key glass rods are one of my favorite things. Because they're actual glass. Like, this is actual glass. The pipettes are plastic. Look. These are actual glass. I love glass rods. Anyway. So, mixy. This is way too much coffee. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We do have a lot of indicator. And this is our last one. So, whatever happens, happens. Just in case. Let me pour some of this into a separate cup. Because... bear with, y'all. Bear with. So, I'll just pour a little bit of the coffee in here. Problem is, I've made this coffee like how I make my coffee. Super strong. We'll just dilute it a little bit more. Yeah. Because it's dark as it is, so it's not like... Yeah, look, there we go. I've just added some more water in there. Mixy. Indicator. Let's see, with the coffee. Okay. I think, can't even tell, mate. Honestly, can't even tell. Can I be very honest with you guys? Every time I've tried this with coffee specifically, I can never tell. But maybe it's just because coffee is so, what do you call it? It's such a dark color already. But I can't even literally tell. Oh, spilling it on myself now. Mixy. Nah. Can't really. That's just me being honest, honestly. Anyways, we've got our oven cleaner, which is still going just other colors. It's a very violent type of thing. This is why they say, you know, you shouldn't really be using it because it's just, look at it. It's just, the longer we leave it there, the longer it mutates into something else. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. How we understand and can test your own things for pH using nothing other than the humble red cabbage. Yes, all I did is literally boil this red cabbage. I literally chopped it into chunks. I barely even chopped it. I just chopped it around the core into massive pieces, threw it in the pot. I did rinse it because it was a little bit dirty. And boil it. And look at this. We've got all these different colors. All these different random household items. To get back into the science of it all and to explain everything that we just saw, let's have a little discussion. I actually even bought my whiteboard. This is what I mean when I say I bought too much stuff. I bought my whiteboard, which actually still has some stuff. My small whiteboard anyway. And I meant to buy whiteboard pens when I went out earlier this morning, but I forgot. So we're just going to have to work with what we got here. So... okay, so we're going to talk about, first of all, how the indicators work. This might not be for everyone, which is why I'm leaving it at the end of the video. So like if something you're interested in, it's here. If it's not, it's not. In red cabbage, they have pigments that are called anthocyanins. Am I saying that? Yeah, anthocyanins, right? And these are colored compounds. Particularly in this case, we have what is a cyanin. Now, cyan, which is a color that's used to represent blue, obviously why our indicator itself, which we no longer have any more of, was blue, is just telling us the color of it. In simple terms, in anything that exists in solutions of water, when we're guessing, trying to figure out whether it's acidic or basic, it's acid or alkaline, right? We have inside water, and this is where it gets another one of those things. I'm going to just, before I even get into this, let me preface this by saying this, okay? When you add acidic things, obviously, to this, I can't never say it. This is why I had to write it down. Cyanicillin. Cyanicillin. This is why I don't like biology, by the way, because biology will come up with another word. Whereas in chemistry, like the word will tell you what it is. If it's ethanol, ethanol tells you there's 2 carbons and there's an OH group at the end. It's a carbon chain, 2 carbons, an OH group. Saying things like silaninol and saying all of this vitamin D, like who is that and what is that? That's why I prefer chemistry, because chemistry just gets to the point. It just tells you exactly what it is. Even though people find it hard to understand, even what I was just saying about this, I was reading on the label, the fact that it literally says the words the way that it says, it tells me exactly what the thing is. I'll give you guys another example. TNT, trinitroluene. A luene molecule, which is like a hexagonal molecule, which you can easily draw, with 3 nitros on it. Trinitroluene, TNT. It tells you what it is. So anyway, I digress. When you have an indicator, what it usually means is that when you add an excess of an acid, it's going to go one color, and if you add an excess of an alkali, it's going to go another color, and that's all to do with water. So water, again, I'm going to massively oversimplify this for this video, although I will say, stay tuned, guys, because my business, which my education business, will actually be launching next month. One of the things I'll be doing is explaining all this stuff that the school doesn't explain, because it's actually important. So if you want to hear more about that, stay tuned for all of that in the future. But for the sake of this video, because you're already probably sat here for I don't know how long, because it's taking me I think an hour and a half to take all this footage. In water, when it's in solution, it splits into 2 things, which is an OH and a H+, which I'm just writing on my whiteboard right now. Like this. An OH and an H+. Can you guys see this the right way around? Because I can't actually tell. Anyway, there's an OH and there's a H+. And you'll see that the OH is a minus and the H is got a plus. And that's to do with the charge of these ions. How do ions form? Ions are formed by atoms that lose or gain electrons. Electrons are negatively charged, right? Atoms, as they are. I'm rushing through this, by the way, guys. I would never teach this quickly in an actual lesson, by the way. But we're just speeding through. Atoms are obviously made up of electrons, protons, neutrons. Neutrons, true to their name, are neutrally charged. Protons, also true to the first letter of them, are positively charged. And electrons are negatively charged. Most of the things we're going to talk about to do with chemistry, it's always to do with the electrons, because atoms do different things with the electrons. They either give or receive electrons, share electrons, and do a whole bunch of things. It all comes down to electrons. Whether we're talking about water, all the way up to if we're talking about diamond. The difference between their characteristics comes down to what they do and don't do with their electrons. Water likes to split into an OH minus and an H plus. Now, I don't have a periodic table with me, but if I did, hydrogen has 1 electron, 1 proton. So what it does is it gets rid of its electron, which makes it become positively charged, right? And the oxygen would usually receive an electron, but it has 2 electrons that it can receive because it's only got 6 electrons in its outer shell. And thus the OH group is a OH minus, because it could still receive another electron. And that's why water comes together, because 2 hydrogens will both lose 2 electrons. Oxygen wants to gain 2 electrons. They come together, they form a relationship that's balanced because they're happy. Oxygen can fill its outer shell with the missing electrons, and hydrogen can get rid of this one random Lone Ranger electron that's just chilling in the outside all by itself, because electrons like to pair together, which is actually to do with color as well, which we won't talk about that today. So the reason why when these things are reacting, so when we're looking at these different colors, the reason why the different colors form is because based on the changes that are happening between this H plus and this OH minus, right? It changes the wavelength, and the wavelength is what creates color. Now, that's a nuts thing to think about. We're not going to get too far into that today. In a perfectly neutral solution, so water in solution, if you've got a glass of water, if you're even in that stream, inside the water, what we're saying that if this is water, we have a 50-50 split of the OH, the H plus and the OH minus. That's what we're saying. We're saying there's 50% of the ions swimming around are H plus and 50% are OH minus. Therefore, that is balanced. Therefore, that is neutral. When there are more H plus ions, when there's more hydrogens that have lost an electron, then it becomes acidic, and vice versa for basic. If there's more OH, becomes basic. That's why all of your acids, HCl, like I mentioned, is in your stomach. HCl, hydrogen, loses 1 electron. Where does that electron go to? It goes to chlorine, which has 7 electrons in its outer shell. And then chlorine says, thank you so much. I'm now complete. You've made me whole again. And it forms HCl, which is an acid, right? So basically, what indicators do is they watch me re-explain this all after the fact. But anyway, what indicators do is they have a very weak balance of these in one way or the other. Because if you overwhelmingly, you can't even see it, if you overwhelmingly add to an indicator a whole bunch of H pluses, which is what's in acids, then you get this color change. If you overwhelmingly add a lot of the OH minuses, which will be in alkalis, you get this kind of change. So example of an alkali is like sodium hydroxide, NaOH, alkali, hydrochloric acid, HCl. Are you guys catching the drift here? I'm rushing through this whole explanation, by the way, and I may not even include this because I don't like to rush through the teaching. And like I've said to you guys before, like my whole thing about teaching, why I don't like it in school, is like every topic gets rushed through. So realistically, we should be stopping to take a whole bit of time to talk about hydrogen, a whole bit of time to talk about oxygen, explaining why they separate, do things the way that they do, explaining why they then come together the way that they do, explaining why acids are like this and why alkalis are like that. But usually in school, these types of things are just glazed over, and they just tell you, listen, acids have more H plus, alkalis have more OH minus. We're not going to explain why, just remember it. So that's the issue with the school system. Even like with a lot of this stuff I'm saying here, it's like you're not being explained. Like school isn't going to explain to you why this one is blue, this one is pink, this one is purple, this one is like green. You're not going to get that from school, unfortunately. But you're going to be expected to answer questions as though you were an expert. And so this is why I like to do stuff like this, because at least opens the door to like the conversation to the topic. So you guys can at least somewhat try to somehow kind of attempt it for yourself if you would like to. But then even if you don't like to, you don't feel the pressure of like, I don't know, you don't feel the pressure of, oh, I have to get this perfectly. I have to exactly understand it. You can still apply it without the full understanding. So if you want to know something's acidic or alkali for whatever reason, you might want to know those reasons. You can still test it for yourself easily with a cabbage. I'm sure you can get for like 50p or no more than £1, I hope, for those of us in the UK at the moment, in your local supermarket. Nevertheless, we have now wrapped up our science experiment for today. I hope this has been fun. I feel like it's just more random, and I feel like most of you who are going to watch this are not even going to be thinking about the science. You're going to think about how random it is that I'm sitting here in the woods doing a science experiment. But this is what I wanted to do. This is how I wanted to spend my Saturday. I've had a lot of fun. Stupid chunk of wood, because it's not really very even. I kind of have to sit in it. Like, I've kind of basically been squatting on it the whole time. But hey, your girl needs the exercise. So anyway, the point is, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. There is more to come from Good Girl. What is my series called again? Good Girl Gone Wild. Yeah, there's more to come of Good Girl Gone Wild. There's more science experiments. If there's anything you guys specifically want to request, listen, this is the winning team. I'm here to serve the people. So if there's something specific, like even if it's a topic, why not just ask me? I'll probably make a video. Why not? I would love to do something that you guys think is relevant or that you guys actually care about. Other than that, I'll catch you in my next segment. of Good Girl Gone Wild for today. But this has been amazing. I've literally had the time of my life. This is the log that I've been sitting on the whole time, which was acquired last time I was out here, because last time I was out here I was testing out my new hatchet, and I didn't cut this to get this, but I was using it because I found it, because the council's been cutting down so much stuff, and so there's just lots of chunks of wood everywhere. So I'm like, I may as well just come and start experimenting with the wood. So yeah, stay tuned. You guys, I've just been wrapping up. Where's English? I've just wrapped up filming my science experiment, and I can see a dude who looks like he's going to build something. There's also a woman walking her dog before people start wondering about these strangers in the woods that I'm in. Don't worry, there's people here. And there's been dog walkers, by the way, literally the whole time I've been filming. I've been seeing people walking past, like loads of dog walkers. Anyway, I'm so curious to what this guy is doing, and I want to know if he's building something, because it looks like he's measuring something. It looks like he's measuring it, and he's standing in the little hut I was showing you guys before. So I wonder what's going on. I finished recording the whole chemistry experiment video, and then I noticed a couple that was like talking and doing stuff, and the guy was like recording. I could see he had recording equipment, so I thought maybe he built the, if you guys remember, I don't know if I've included the clip, but he basically said I could basically see him recording the little structure that was in the wall, not in the wall, in the woods bit, which is where I'm at again. I'm nearly there again. And anyway, we ended up having like a whole conversation about how, like, he has a YouTube channel. I was speaking with him and his wife. He was with his wife and his dogs. They have 2 dogs. So cute. So I subscribed to them. They subscribed to me. And it was just so cool. I was like, this is what I'm asking for in this life. And he was saying to me that when they saw me, they were wondering like what kind of conspiracy was going on. Like, why were there full-blown scientists in the woods, which is so funny, by the way. Anyway, I'm going to walk up this way because we're on to mission number 2 of the day. I'm having the time of my life, by the way. Like, I know no one has seen this yet, and you may not understand why I've enjoyed this type of thing so much. Heck, I didn't even realize that I would have, but I'm literally having the time of my life. So everyone, I've decided I'm cancelling part 2 of my venturing out, for the simple fact that when I came out earlier, I was having good vibes. I was like, this is good. My video was going like better than, well, in some ways better than I expected, in other ways not really, but anyway. And right now, the vibes is just off. The vibes are so off, and something just feels off. And so it could be the Holy Spirit telling me that not for today, maybe tomorrow, which honestly, I'd be more than happy to come out tomorrow. I've already spent a couple of hours out today. So I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna film some of the other videos that I was gonna film when I was out, when I get inside. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed episode 1 of Good Girl Gone Wild. Yeah, just stay tuned, really. I'm gonna head in. I might pop out again quickly, like to go to, I'm gonna head in. Who knows, I might just fall asleep at this point, because I have been out for ages and I have been going for ages. And just chill, and then record some videos, because I did write about like, I don't know how many videos I wanted to record while I was out. I would prefer in general, to be honest, to record my videos while I was out than indoors. That's the thing. It's just that it is a little bit of effort coming out, and sometimes, well, I say a lot of effort, because like where I am is not, anyway, I'm just waffling now. This video is definitely over. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Welcome to Good Girl Gone Wild. I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what else you want to see me doing out here. Lots of plans. I'm trying not to say what they are in case I can't do them. because I'm coming into this whole process as like a complete novice with a lot of stuff. So bear with me, give me the chance to learn and try it. Anyways, guys, I love you all so much. If life's a game, let's play to win. Let's prep for the zombie apocalypse. That's what I'm doing. Welcome to Good Girl Gone Wild. I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.